Hi guys, since the new F1 season is upon us, teams have already revealed their liveries and their goals for the 2023 season. In today's video, I'm going to rank all the 10 teams' liveries from worst to best. And keep in mind that liveries can be changed throughout the season, but these car designs are for the majority of the season. And we may see some cars that can look great but can only race in certain GPs. So I'm using only the liveries that are revealed up until this point. Now, my ranking can be influenced by many things, but one major factor that I'm going to consider is that I'm going to have the factor of the changes that they made from last year. So let's delve into it. So for number 10, we have Red Bull. Now, everyone will say that I'm riding the hate train here, but it is kind of justified since they haven't changed their livery layout since 2016. And people might say that Red Bull should stick with the champion's touch or that they should not waste the winning formula. But the winning formula is the inside of the car. And it's basically a copycat of last year's car with some adjustments on the placing of the sponsors, but the sponsors only tap the minor places. That's why it's in number 10. They barely changed their livery, or is there any changes at all? Now for number 9 we have Williams. Same with Red Bull, it has the same color scheme but they only copied from last year. And it has elements of black that are different from what was launched last year, but they shed some paint throughout the whole of last season. And the only reason this isn't on number 10 is because they actually changed something in the engine cover, and this feels like a Duracell battery since they are actually the team is actually sponsored by Duracell, and having that touch of Duracell in the engine cover, it sounds, or not really sounds, but it looks kind of nice. Now for number 8, I'm going with Aston Martin. Now the only reason this is not further down this list or higher up on this list is because they act, or not really on the last, it's because they actually changed the shade of green. It is much lighter and bluish compared to last year, but it may be on the same level of Red Bull's and Williams livery design in that they adjusted the placement of the sponsors. And I kind of like its glossy design, and it is kind of a nod to the AMR21 when Aston Martin came back to the sport when they took over Racing Point. For number 7, we have McLaren. Now, their livery is kind of okay with the blending of orange and black looking pretty decent. However, the main reason why this car is not high up is because this is a copy of the liveries that they have during the tail end of the 2022 season. The Google Chrome and Velo sponsored placement are okay, but not great. I feel like they could have used the sky blue in a different way, but it is only a small detail relative to the other parts of the car. And I kind of like the Golf livery that they have a couple of seasons back, but this is kind of some sort of a minor detail, the Golf blue livery or the Golf blue color. So they just scrap it all together and have a orange and black mix. Now coming in at number 6 is Alpine. Now you might be thinking, they did not change the car, they did not pretty much change the livery. Well, you're right, but the blend of blue and pink made the car look redeemable. And even if it looks like a copy from last year, and it looks good especially with the BWT sponsorship that makes the car look like Force India. But again, this is a copy. I cannot rank this higher up. Also, what looks like an awkward design for this car is the front wing, which is kind of wider for this year. But I kind of like Alpine with their blue and pink livery and their black and pink livery for the first 3 races of the season. I feel like they should made it a permanent livery, but then again, they need to include the Alpine blue. At number 5, I will put the Ferrari in here. Some people may not agree with me on this, putting Ferrari on just the bottom of the top half of this list. Now, I don't expect much changes from last year, but they made it a little awkward with some elements of black in the side pods, which has the Seva sponsorship. It feels like out of place. I know that they're trying to reduce weight by shedding some paint, but it kind of feels out of place for me. It feels kind of awkward having a sponsor that is on contrasting colors on a car that is majority red, but you put some black elements on the middle of it. which is nothing wrong, but the way Ferrari executed this is really awkward looking, to be honest. However, the at least the rear of the car can be great in black, especially in the rear fins that have the driver's number. The Ferrari name on the rear ring is great, in my opinion. And they could have gone for more yellow since people love the yellow elements on a Ferrari, especially from last year. In number 4, we have Alfa Romeo. Now, it may look bland because of the generic design of the red and black being split into two, but this may look like the pre-Audi era of Sauber. And they are now preparing for a look which may well be for the future of the team since Alfa Romeo will leave as the title sponsor of the team at the end of the season. And I still want the red and white though. I prefer that mix, which is a great combo. A black and red combo is okay as long as they do not look boring, in which this car is kinda, well, quote unquote boring, because it's only like a split, but it kinda looks decent overall. Now, people may throw off at the Stake sponsorship. Now, as you know, Stake is the title sponsor of Sauber now, or Alfa Romeo. That's why they have Alfa Romeo Stake F1 team. But overall, this is still a good design. I feel like this is the pre-Audi, as I've said before, pre-Audi era. And we're giving a glimpses of what it may look like in the future. Now, this might come as a bit of a shock, but coming in at number 3, we have Haas. Now, with a new title sponsor in MoneyGram, together with all other sponsors, their car looks great. It's way better than what they have in the past couple of seasons. It's not that black is new to Haas. What I mean here is that the black is the dominant color, but after 2 years, this is a fresh layout and touch. And the sponsors are well placed in the black areas of the car. But what I really like about this livery is the front wing design, which looks so aggressive. It might has some, if you look at it from afar, it has some silver. It has silver elements, but not really. It is colored silver from afar if you look at it in a certain way. And it looks so aggressive with a great red and white balance. I really like this VF23. And this is some of a nod to the previous Haas cars, but the black logo is black elements, or the color itself is what really makes it look fresh. And to accommodate their new title sponsor, MoneyGram for that matter, which kind of looks great in the engine cover. At number 2, we have AlphaTauri, or AlphaTauri. I don't expect them to change their color scheme, but I kind of dig with the design with the navy blue in the engine cover that is similar to AT01. What they did well from last year is the dominance of the navy blue over white in this livery. Now, as from last year, they used majority of the white. Now they're using navy blue more, which is a good blend and change. Now, the reason that they're only on number 2 is because of their title sponsor kind of ruins the overall unity of their design. Now, their title sponsor now is Orland, basically put some red in some smaller areas of the car, making it OCD inducing. Their title sponsor's colors are out of place. It's just like you put some red elements of the car just to accommodate your title sponsor. Now, they could have made an alternate design for Orland, but it is what it is. You have to satisfy your title sponsor. At number 1, we have Mercedes. Now, this livery is the best of the rest. People might think that an all-black livery is boring, but the Mercs did it right. This is a nod to their 2020 and 21 title-winning cars. And another eye-appealing feature of this is that the aquamarine Petronas colors are striking. This goes the same with the driver numbers, which looks great in this all-black look. The difference between mixing colors for Mercedes and other teams is that the aquamarine doesn't feel out of place, as opposed to the red on AlphaTauri, and in certain angles, the sky blue on the McLaren, which is I think is a fall from grace. This is a great all-black design with not much crowding overall. The sponsors are well placed and everything looks simple, but it is so beautiful, even for an all-black design. So there you have it. These are my rankings for the 2023 F1 car liveries. What are your thoughts? Should a team's livery be higher, lower on this list? What is the best, worst livery for you? Let me know in the comments below. And that's all, folks. If you want me to review anything, please leave a like or sub in this channel. Thanks for watching.